Hi everybody, it's March 9th, 2025. I guess in life sometimes we kind of play games that aren't necessarily without consequences. We kind of play games in order to protect ourselves, in order to get ourselves in position for good things, or things that we need, or things that we have to, or places that we have to get in order to fulfill our psychological needs. And so I was thinking, why would somebody that has control over us want us to be angry? And I thought first, maybe they want us to be angry because when you are angry, you're not as in control as when you're calm and focused and aloof, somewhat. But then I thought further, and I was like, it might not be just the level of the lack of focus you have when you're angry, but it's almost like how people talk about being a couple steps ahead. If you are fluent in determining how human behavior is or reacts to certain stimuli, you know that if they're at this stage of anger, you could guide them into where you want them to go is if you have a good grasp on how you are going to lead them and how much of a follower or how ignorant of your system that they are to it. So yes, maybe being angry makes you more ferocious. It gives you more raw strength. But if you are easily angered, or if you act upon things without having the sort of clarity and the sort of calmness and patience that faith gives you, yes, being angry could be make you vulnerable, even though you are more aggressive and more ready to fight. If you're easily angered, or if you are reacting without thinking, then yes, your enemy would want you to be angry in that certain circumstance. So this gets me to thinking about the advent of spiritual assimilation. What I mean by that is that certain points of life you get to a stage where sometimes things fall off. You know, like you've hit the peak of where you were going, and the rewards have fallen away. The back roads that you had just in case you wanted to turn around and go back to where you came from, those are going away. And so there's a fall off in that sense. And so the ones that are fortunate, the ones that are blessed, the ones that have faith, will find that they find themselves in the advent of spiritual assimilation. And what this feels like and what this does is that it's you would kind of call it simply a leveling up, but it's not necessarily the same thing. The advent of spiritual assimilation is where what you once knew has an index added to it. And the index is all about progress. The index is all about evolution. And you find certain details in this index that you have just come to. And that is the beginning of your new learning. That is the beginning of your new journey. You are, you have new parameters to learn how to control. You have new wisdom to learn how to use in your daily life, in how you think. And so the next step of the advent of spiritual assimilation would be to normalize it in your life. It may feel clunky at first. It may feel fake or phony as you try to use it in life, your thinking patterns are going to be mocking you. Your thinking patterns are going to turn against you. The ones that you had before, you're going to be like, why am I thinking like I'm trying to be all calm and religious and spiritual? This is silly. You're being stilted. You're taking things too seriously. You think you know everything. Your old thought patterns are trying to convince you that's the way that you are thinking. And this may snag some people. They may revert to the old ways, but sooner or later they will find that there's no going back. But the way that you would deal with this kind of yourself turning against your old thought patterns turning against your new thought patterns, the best way to deal with it is not to try to satisfy being your need to be being cool, or your need to being humble, or your need to being natural. It's going to be unnatural no matter what you do. So your new thought patterns, in terms of what you had just learned spiritually, you need to just go through life and just and be patient with the upgrade in your thinking. Be patient with the upgrade in your spirit. Don't try to rush towards the next nugget of wisdom. Don't try to rush through the next realization that you come to. Just live your life and notice what your mind is thinking. Try to understand why it's thinking that way. And the answers may not come until a very significant time later, but just don't rush. Just sit with the discomfort for a little bit and glean wisdom from the new innate level of peace that you have. And the next thing I can say about the advent of spiritual assimilation is there are gifts that come with it. Like I just stated, you have a new level of peace, a different kind of peace, a more impervious peace, and that's a natural gift of the spirit. But your wisdom kind of allows you to make adjustments. It gives you a window, it gives you a cushion in order to make adjustments to order your path. So before, when you would make a mistake, the consequences will come more immediately. But once you have a heightened level of spiritual awareness, you could kind of make a mistake and you could correct it before any consequences come that are going to impede you. So I hope this helps. Thanks.